Hello friends and new viewers alike. Welcome to Shauna Stitches. I'm Shauna and this is day one of Vlogmas. That's right, it is December 1st, 2025. It is currently 5:26 p.m. and this is the latest I have ever opened Advents ever in the history of me having Advents. Normally I'm a first thing in the morning kind of person, and it has been torture being at work all day waiting to open these. Since work, I've been home, I've showered, I ate dinner, I have a frog in my throat, and now I am here sitting in front of you getting ready to talk about Advent. Full disclosure, I went overboard this year. You don't have to tell me that, although you can. I'm very well aware that I have too many Advents, but also I love yarn, and is there really such thing as too many? Certainly more than I can knit, definitely more than I can knit during Advent, but I'm going to enjoy opening them all and showing them to you. Behind me on my wall, you can see these cords that I have hung up, and that is where I will be stringing the daily Advents. There is one string per Advent so that you'll be able to see kind of the order that they come out in. The projects that I'm going to work on this month, I have two main projects. This is my Anthology Throw that I started December 26th of 2024. And this is with the 2024 CudddleBums Advent. I'm currently on the 8th mini, and I would love if I could make it through all 24 and finish this in December, but we'll see. I also have some very cute stitch markers or stitch stoppers on here. The other project that I'm going to be putting a lot of work into is my Cozy Memories blanket. There's the corner. So my Cozy Memories blanket here on December 1st, when I have not knit a single stitch today, is at 441 squares. My goal is to add 2 squares a day, every day, except they will not be knit necessarily on the day. So an average of 14 per week, that's my goal. And this thing is getting huge. Working on it with 2 squares a day, that should give me 50 squares in December, and that will add some nice growth to this blanket. So, without further ado, let's look at the first Advent. The first one that I have opened for years now is the Advent that I make myself. Now, I could be smart and use leftovers, but this is actually 6-gram minis that I bought from Aberdeen Wool Company out of Canada. The calendar itself is something I got off of Amazon years ago. They don't have it anymore, at least not this exact one, but they might have something similar. It's wooden and it's held up really well. Whew. And the minis are trying to escape. So I have them in order, day one. I've already seen these and hand wound them, but it was months ago, so I don't really remember what they look like. There is day one. And for the rest of my Advents, I have not settled on an order to open them. So I think I'm just going to start with what's closest to me. The next closest is my Stitchin With Yarn Advent, which is Charlie Brown Christmas theme. And on the back of this card are the colorways, the names for each of the minis. This is the very first time I've ever had an Advent where day one is the 100-gram skein. Oh, and I should say there is going to be a lot of crinkling and package opening, and that is just the essence of Vlogmas, so sorry, not sorry. Also, today, since it's the first, we're going to be opening all the extras that come with it. So here is day one. Ooh, very pretty. kind of like a Starry Night kind of look. Oh, that's what it's called. Starry Night Sky. Wow, I think she nailed that. So this is a 75-25, 437 yards. Starry Night. Very nice. Oh, and there's an extra in here. Oh, I love it. Can you see it? It's a Snoopy stitch marker, which, oh, I didn't bring my needles in here. I have Charlie Brown in a Christmas hat for the stitch stopper, needle topper things for my Cozy Memories blanket. I'll show you those next time. Anyway, I just love that. Okay, so let's see. Let's look at the extras. We obviously got the stitch marker, and then look at this bag. You guys, I love Charlie Brown. That is why I went for this advent. The theme completely sold me. There's the inside of the bag. So cute. This is a very good size too. Definitely shawl, maybe even sweater. Nice big bottom. And what do we have inside? Robin's Nest Knits is who the bag was made by. And another card from her. Looks like she has an Etsy shop. And I think I might have even ordered a bag from her, independent of this. Okay, I think that is all of the extras from that box. So this will get hung up on one of those. I'm not going to do that while I'm recording, but tomorrow when I come back, you'll see that. And I guess I should mention, I plan on recording these in 5-day increments and then uploading them. So these should go up for you to view on the 5th, 10th, 15th, 20th, and 25th, if I can stay on track. All right, the next closest one to me is Charming You. And this one is the cutest advent packaging I think I have ever seen. There's a ton of extras, but this is what I cannot get over. The theme of this one is holiday fortunes, and the packages look like little Chinese to-go containers. They are so cute. So day one, I really would like to open this without ripping the sticker, but I'm not sure there's a way to do that. Ooh, that's pretty. I really like that. Very nice. And these ones do not come with colorway names that I see. Let's look at the extras. There is so much with this one. There's this pink tin. And inside is some, oops, I'm dropping things, barber cords. And then this is genius. Putting these on the ends of the barber cords to hold them. I have in the past either made them long enough that, oh, that was loud. I've either made them long enough that I didn't have to worry about securing them in any way, or I have tied them in a loose knot. But that is a much smarter way to do it. The next extra is in this little Chinese or Japanese little silk bag. And I'm dropping them. So here are some stitch markers. That says Lucky. Oh, this one's cute. Hello Kitty. I think that's what that is. Or some version. A little bow bun. And this one is actually a progress keeper with a, oops, I'm showing you the wrong side, with a lobster claw clasp. Kind of like a coin or something. Those are cute. This is my third year having a Charming You advent, and I just have to say the detail that she puts into these is so impressive. This is the Next Extra, has a little clip hook. I wonder if there's a spot to put that on the bag. You can certainly clip it to the zipper pull. I don't see a separate hook, so I think that would work. And in here is a Charming You keychain and some folding scissors. Those are nice. I wonder if you could get away with these on an airplane. I don't know, but pro tip, you can get away with nail clippers, and nail clippers will cut through yarn. So if you ever need a solution, that's a good one. The next thing in here, the extra, is the bag. And actually, the bag that I'm using for my Anthology Throw is last year's Charming You bag. So that's how much I love her bags. I don't think she makes them. We'll see that in just a minute, but there is this year's. So pretty. And oh yes, it has pockets on both sides. Does she make them? I don't see a maker's label. Maybe she does. Anyway, this one's a drawstring, which I do like, and it has like leather ties, which is very nice. Oh, here, am I getting confused? Yes, I am getting confused. I showed you the Charlie Brown bag to clip this on, but no, it would clip onto here. Jeez Louise. This is why I don't record at the end of the day. So anyway, very nice. Those are all of the extras for Charming You. The next one that I see is Knitty McPurly. And this theme is For God So Loved the World. And day one. I had to tape all of these closed because when it showed up in the mail, a bunch of the lids had popped open. So there is day one, a nice light blue with some pink speckles, or they're not really speckles, it's like pink variegation, splotches. Splotches just doesn't sound very pretty. And there are no extras with that one. Yes, we're not done. We're not even close to done. That's probably almost halfway. The next advent is my Road Trip USA advent from Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. That is what the packaging looks like. And each one of these should be themed around a US city, from my understanding. So that is the first color. Are we going to guess the city? Because I have no clue. Oh, there's a whole write-up. Day one, we begin near downtown Sacramento where I-80 and I-15 intersect. I-80 becomes US 50 somewhere in the tangle of freeway over the underpasses. Our first stop is Placerville, California, about an hour's drive from Sacramento and in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada mountains. Placer is Spanish for sand deposit. This gold rush town is named for the placer gold deposits found in its riverbeds in the late 1840s. We're visiting historic downtown today. We have 2 hours of free parking during which you can check out the oldest building in town, the Fountain and Tallman Soda Works, now the Historical Museum, which was built in 1852. We'll meet back at the bell tower, built in 1898, for citizens to quickly call firefighters in case of fire. Now, of course, it is decorated with lights for the holidays. And then there is a hyperlink. Obviously you can't click it because this is on paper, but there's a web address where you can go take a look at Placerville. That is so fun. And actually, excuse me, my throat is something else. I think that yarn matches that photo really well. That is well done, Lynn. That's awesome. I cannot wait to continue to travel the US. Also, I've never heard of Placer, California. Okay. The next advent is CudddleBums, and this packaging is different than what they had last year, but I loved my advent. Obviously, I'm knitting with it. It is fantastic, and I'm really hoping this one is too. I can't remember exactly what the theme was called for this one. I think it's going to still be like a rainbow theme, but different than last year. Because last year was prismatic rainbow, I think. So there is day one. And already it's very different than last year because it looks like it is about half white and then half rainbow. So that will knit up really interestingly. And yeah, I wonder if they're all going to have the white background. It's going to be very interesting to see. Okay, the last yarn advent that I have to open is one that surprised the heck out of me. I got a advent in the mail that I was not expecting, and it was from Holly of Mystery Mouse Yarn. She gifted me her advent, which is a 12 days of 20-gram minis plus a full skein. So I think what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to open one every odd numbered day, which should have me opening the full skein on Christmas. The theme of this one is Christmas in the Castle Library. Yes, I got it right. And it is based on Beauty and the Beast, Belle and the Beast. You might have saw just a flash of a QR code on there. Holly actually designed a capelet to go with this, and it's a mystery capelet. There is no picture, but I did read just a brief description, and there's something about brioche and some lace and garter, so that sounds very intriguing. Here is what the gold foil wrapping looks like. And this is just beautiful. Oh wow. So there is the inspiration picture, which says Mystery Mouse Advent 2025, Christmas in the Castle Library. Very beautiful. Wow. Holy wow. You have to see this packaging. Isn't that beautiful? Holly, you knocked it out of the park, and I haven't even opened the yarn yet. Let's see, where is day one? No. Oh, day one. It looks like we have a little extra package attached to this. The first color is called Stained Glass Story, and that is what the yarn looks like. I'm just seeing that the timer on my phone says 19 minutes, and if I keep going at this rate for 5 days, we're going to have a very long episode. Oh, interesting. Oh, I think I remember seeing this. There's like a puzzle that goes with this, so this is today's puzzle piece. How fun is that? And it is Belle and, I don't know, does the Beast have a name? I'm sure he does. I'm not very versed in Beauty and the Beast, but he's there in his prince form, I think. So that's fun. I'm going to need to save these so that I can put it together later. In the extra package, let's see what we got. a very beautiful little notions pouch, Beauty and the Beast. It's so on theme. Very nice. Very, very nice. So that means we will not open another one of these until the 3rd. And my very last advent is a spinning advent. I am super excited for this one. I think I'm going to end up doing a spinning series, but not during advent. That will come later. But this gigantic box is from World of Wool in the UK. This is the very first time I have ever had to pay a tariff, a customs fee, any of those things. But that being said, it ended up being $32.13, I think. And adding that to the cost of this advent, which is 25 50-gram chunks of fiber, in my opinion, was still worth it. That being said, I've never had a World of Wool advent, so I guess I could change my mind. But it comes with this really nice magazine or book, and each one of these talks about the fiber of the day. Day 1, I cannot pronounce this, but these are all culinary Christmas themed foods. And I'm hoping there's a recipe to go with this. There's going to be different fiber blends and colors, and I'm just super excited. So this one says Fuserzangenbowl. I'm sure I butchered that. So let's actually look in here and read about the blend before we look at it. So day 1 is 50% Shetland, 25% Corriedale, 12.5% Tessa silk, and 12.5% mulberry silk. I can tell you, just reading that, that is not something I ever would have added to cart, which is why I'm so excited to try this, because it's really going to push me outside of my normal spinning preferences. This says, it's quite long, so I'll read it, I think. I don't see a recipe, so that's a little bummer. Fuserzangenbowl is a traditional German festive drink with a name that's almost as fiery as the preparation itself, translating roughly to fire tongs punch. This celebratory concoction involves red wine, spices, and a rum-soaked sugar loaf set dramatically alight, resulting in a deep, aromatic winter warmer that's as much a spectacle as it is a beverage. Inspired by this theatrical tradition, we wanted to capture the rich color, glowing warmth, and touch of indulgence that Fuserzangenbowl brings to the table. We started with Shetland wool to give the blend a rustic texture. Corriedale wool was added to soften the handle and smooth out the spin. To reflect the flicker of flame and the glisten of melting sugar, we brought in Tessa silk, blending gold, honeyed tones with a subtle shimmer. Finally, a generous touch of mulberry silk was layered in to echo the glossy blue finish of the drink's flame and flare, and to give the entire blend a luxurious glow. The result is a warming, festive fiber that nods to tradition while inviting you to create something that truly glows, no matches required. So, very excited to see what's in here. 50 grams of fiber is quite a lot. I do not know how anyone could spin that much a day. That is roughly 2 ounces. Not quite, it's a little under 2 ounces. It's really beautiful. It's soft. I am excited to spin this one up. Red and blues are not my favorite colors, but I think it's going to be beautiful. And actually, this color of red, more of a burgundy, I do like. My hope, when I finally ever finish the spin or even get started on it, is to spin a 3-ply, traditional 3-ply, hoping to get a sport weight. And I'm thinking a stripes sweater by Andrew Mowry. These are very hard to get back in the package. And actually, maybe I will grab a photo before I shove that in the rest of the way. So that is all the advents for today. Thank you for joining me. We're 25 minutes in. I may have to reconsider how often I upload. Hopefully going on from here, it won't be as wordy to explain all the different advents. We'll just kind of go through them. But I still would really like to read the road trip little blurb and then the fiber blurb, because I think it's super interesting, and I think both so far, day one, have done a fantastic job of describing a thing and then really putting that vision into the yarn or the fiber. So that to me is so awesome. Thank you for joining me. I will be back tomorrow to open more advents. Have a good night. Bye. Hello and good morning. It's Vlogmas day 2. It's 4:28 in the morning. Real early. I was going to say bright and early, but no, it's still dark and early. You can see I got my advents hung up over there is Stitchin With Yarn. Then we have, is that Charming You? It's hard to see behind me. Yes, Charming You. Up above that, right there, is Chicken Lady. Over there is Knitty McPurly. Up at the top is CudddleBums. And this one is Mystery Mouse. You can't see the colors great there, but you saw them yesterday. I'm going to try and make this faster. I do have to get ready and get to work this morning, so let's get into it. I'm realizing I forgot to grab my Cozy Memories blanket. I did work on it last night, but I didn't even get a square done, so it's not going to be that much more when you see it next. All right, so day 2 of Aberdeen Wool is a multi-blue and white with some teal colors in there, like a light teal. Stitchin With Yarn. I have to find day 2. Oh, there it is. Day 2 got crumpled, but that's all right. Yarn doesn't crumple, at least doesn't stay crumpled. Oh, this is so fun. She actually put the colorway name on the bag too. There is day 2. So yesterday, you'll remember we had that starry night sky. So this goes really well with that. And this one is called Snowflakes Floated Down. That's very pretty. Charming You, day 2. I keep wanting to say Stitchin With You and combine both Stitchin With Yarn and Charming You. Day 2. I just love these. These are the cutest. I wonder if they're actually like food containers, because that's what the bottom says. I think they are actually intended for food. That's very smart. And why wouldn't they be? Because that makes sense. Day 2 is a lovely purple. Next up is Knitty McPurly. I don't think my brain is fully working yet today. Actually, I know it's not. It's very early. I've had no caffeine. Okay, so there is day 2. Now, yesterday had more pink, but this one has just the tiniest little bit of pink, or maybe even purple in there. So mostly blue, a tiny splotch of purple. Next up is Chicken Lady Fiber Arts, the road trip. I have to see if my voice is up for reading something today. Very pretty. There is our yarn. This one reminds me of, is it Van Gogh? The water lily painting. and I'm sure it's not because these are based on US cities. So this one is based in Lake Tahoe. It says Lake Tahoe is a freshwater lake that sits on the Sierra Nevada mountains between California and Nevada. Its elevation is a bit more than 6,000 feet above sea level and was formed about 2 million years ago as part of the Lake Tahoe Basin and is where the deepest lake in the U.S. and is the deepest lake in the U.S. We're stopping on the California side today near South Lake Tahoe at Pope Beach, a family-friendly beach sandwiched between the water and the pine trees of the higher elevation. Feel free to book a few hours on a kayak or grab lunch by the marina. We'll be here all day. There is the picture and there is the yarn. Once again, it is a perfect depiction of that picture. Let's see, next up is day 2 of CudddleBums. They always get me on the ones where they don't go in order. I have the hardest time finding them. Probably partially because I am not wearing my glasses. That doesn't help. Oh, I like that. That is day 2 of CudddleBums. It's a light pink and a darker pink. I'd say a medium pink, which is very different from what we had yesterday. Ooh, it's all backwards right there. So that is interesting. It doesn't seem like we're going in a fade like we did last year. And last but not least is the fiber, spinning fiber. And of course, no Mystery Mouse today. So day 2 is Hansel and Gretel with these cookie cutter shapes on the back. Hansel and Gretel. I'm picturing gingerbread. That's my guess. Let's look at day 2 of our book. Day 2, Hansel and Gretel, is 75% merino, 25% sari silk. Hansel and Gretel is one of those classic tales that instantly conjures up images of snow-dusted forests, moonlit paths, and of course, an irresistible gingerbread house. I think I might have been right. While the story might carry a few darker twists, witches and ovens anyone, we couldn't resist focusing on the magical sugar-coated charm of the cottage itself. For this blend, we began with a gorgeously warm gingerbread-toned merino wool, soft, rich, and subtly silky, just like a freshly baked biscuit, but no gingerbread house is complete without its sweet decorations, and that's where the sari silk comes in. Bursts of colorful recycled silk are scattered throughout the blend, representing the candies, sweets, and icing that turn simple spice into festive magic. The result is a fiber that feels as super soft, perfect for spinning up something whimsical. I don't think I said that right. Anyway, let's see what this looks like. Ooh, this is so pretty. I have not historically been a huge fan of sari silk. That being said, I think I've only spun one thing with sari silk in it. They were some roll legs and they were quite compacted. The thing that you have to know about sari silk is that you're just going to get some thicker bits where the silk is. It doesn't draft out as easily or as nicely. Like you can see that pink chunk is pretty thick. You should be able to draft it out some, but probably not as much as others. And then this other stuff is more well blended in, so that will just kind of add a little bit of color. I really like this. It's very pretty. And I've actually been wanting to try something with sari silk again, so that's really fun. I would open it up, but yesterday I barely got this to fit back into the package, so I think I will keep it in this form for now. Very pretty. That is all of the advents for day 2. Very excited. I'm going to go grab something hot to drink, work on my cozy memories, hopefully finish that square, get square 2 started today before I have to go to work, and then we'll see what I get done tonight. I will talk to you on day 3. Hello, hello, it's December 3rd, 5:40 p.m. This waiting for the end of the day is for the birds. You can see I have hung up all of the day 1 and 2 minis and full skein, and today is an odd day, so I will be opening the my mind is drawing a blank, my Mystery Mouse one as well today. So let's get right to it. Oh, and I still forgot to grab my blanket. I will go do that after we are done opening Advent, so I can give you a little bit of an update. This one, Aberdeen Wool. Oh, I like this one. It's very pretty. And I see I hand wound this one into a ball, different than I did the other one. So I don't remember why I did that, but I did. Stitchin With Yarn, day 3. We have a blue and purple. This one is called Christmas Time Was Here. That is one of the songs from Charlie Brown, if I remember correctly. Charming You in my cute little Chinese box. And actually, my husband is going to Panda Express right now to pick up Chinese for us for dinner. I'm starving. Not that you needed to know that, but I am. Ooh, I really like this one. That is gorgeous. Charming You. And this one does not have colorway names, but again, the theme is Holiday Fortunes. Next up is Knitty McPurly. Again, day 3. Very similar to the last 2. Blue with some pinky, purpley speckles. So I'm guessing it's a fade. It kind of seems like a fade so far. Yeah, I should have pulled all these out so I was just ready to go, but I did not. For our Chicken Lady road trip, day 3, let's see where we are. All right, so there is the yarn. Very, very pretty. I love this set so far. Day 3, our trip takes us to Nevada, across the state and into the Great Basin National Park. We've driven almost 400 miles and there weren't many services in between. In 1986, Life magazine called the stretch of highway US 50 the loneliest road in America. The mountains in Nevada are aligned north and south, and we've traversed mountain passes and valleys all day. Great Basin National Park is the least visited park because it's not on the road to anywhere. Yes. Wheeler Peak is 13,000 feet, and you'll see the Methuselah trees, aka the bristlecone pine. Some of these trees are more than 4,000 years old and makes them the Earth's oldest living organisms. After we see the landscape on Wheeler Park Scenic Drive, we'll rest by Stella Lake and look up. The GBNP has the darkest skies in the US, and the big city is several hundred miles away, making for a fabulous night of stargazing. So that is the picture and the yarn. It just matches so well. That is a true talent, to be able to take a picture as inspiration and make it match. Okay, let's see. Which one did we open next? Did we open CudddleBums or did we open... I think we're going to open Mystery Mouse because I can't remember what order I did them in on the first day. It threw me off because I was looking for a number 3. And obviously this is actually number 2. This one is called A Nice Spot of Tea. Those are definitely colors right up my alley. And how cute is this? A little, is that Mrs. Potts? Again, I'm not a huge Beauty and the Beast fan, but I believe that's her name. If I'm wrong, you will correct me down in the comments nicely, please. But that's a progress keeper. Again, we're talking about talents here. That is a true talent to be able to weave beads like that. That is amazing. And then the puzzle piece is also Mrs. Potts. I'm sticking to the name until I'm corrected. I love that. That is definitely going to go on a project real soon. The last yarn advent is CudddleBums. Oh no, what a bummer. It seems that the yarns have intermingled. So I think I'm a little bit worried. Okay, it feels like there's one in there. They have like, I'll show you. They have these plastic, or not plastic, these cardboard dividers, and the divider was down, and so there didn't seem to actually be any yarn in this slot, but I think I found it in the slot next to it. So this may be day 3, or it could be day 19 or day 6, but we're calling it day 3. So let's see, for this one, we had the white and multi-rainbow, light pink and medium pink, and now we have pink and rainbow. Oh, maybe that's a theme. So if this one's pink and rainbow, let's see. I guess the next one could be two-tone anything. So too soon to draw too many conclusions yet. And Fiber Day 3. So many advents. Let's see, it is called, yeah, I don't know, Scumtome meat? I don't know. Yeah, I'm speechless. I don't know. But it's pink and gray with little trees. So that could be a hint. Let's see what the write-up says. The fiber today is Polworth, or 37.5% Polworth, 25% milk fiber. I have never spun that. 25% merino, 6.25% camel. I have never spun camel. And 6.25% mulberry silk. So 5 different things in this blend. Again, the name that I cannot pronounce, the soft, squidgy, Santa-shaped sweet, beloved in Sweden, a true festive icon. With its playful pastel pink hue and unmistakable vanilla strawberry scent, it's the kind of treat that brings out the inner child, whether you're 5 or 95. While our version isn't edible, we strongly advise against nibbling your fiber. It's just as soft. To capture the pillowy lightness of this Christmas sweet, we started with Polworth wool, bouncy and airy, perfect for adding body. Merino wool brings buttery softness, while milk fiber adds a creamy smooth texture and a silky glow that nods cheekily to the sweet marshmallow finish. But we couldn't stop there. For just a touch of unexpected luxury, because our Advent blends deserve a little elegance, we added a whisper of camel fiber for warmth and softness, and a hint of mulberry silk to give the whole blend a subtle sheen, like the glisten on a freshly unwrapped sweet. The final blend is light, soft, and full of depth, perfect for spinning or felting or something that feels like a treat from start to finish. So it feels really soft. Wow. Holy cow. That is like a soft, airy cloud, buttered kittens, a soft bunny, like the softest thing you can imagine. It is, wow, that's going to be, I think it's going to be interesting to spin. I'm a little worried it's going to be very slippery to spin, but gosh, it is so soft. So soft. That is all of the advents. I'm going to pause this real quick. I will go grab my Cozy Memories blanket so I can show you my progress. Okay, I'm back. So let's see. I have done one square out of a CudddleBums mini. This is from May, from the CudddleBums, if you don't know, has a subscription for a monthly box that contains one 5-gram mini for every day of the month. So essentially a mini a day. This is from the May box, and I have my Snoopy Progress Keeper on there. This is the first day that I pulled of the Aberdeen Wool, and I have just started the second CudddleBums. So I'm alternating one CudddleBum and one Aberdeen Wool. And my other Aberdeen Wool is elsewhere. I didn't bring it in. But I'm not trying to match those up or anything. I'm trying to knit them in order. I do have my Charlie Brown wearing a Santa hat stitch stoppers, or is that what they're called? Needle stoppers, whatever. And yeah, I'm going to add this on here, and it's going to mark a square just to have one marked for the fun of it, because I want to put this on my project. That's it for today, I think. I will see you tomorrow. Hello friends, good morning. It is Thursday, December the 4th at 4:29 in the morning. Day 3 advents are hung. This one is quite hard to see. I probably need to shorten that string just a little bit, but they are sure looking nice. Have any patterns popped into your head yet that might work for some of these? The one that I'm thinking of, I'm probably getting the name completely wrong. I was going to grab my phone, but I'm recording on my phone. I think it's called In Tangential by Renee Stroud, or Strout. I can't remember. She has done a mystery shawl for several years in a row now. Usually they're very angular, like modular kind of strips that stack together. And I've never knit one of hers, but I always watch to see what it looks like. This year, it's a really cool, looks like a short row crescent kind of thing. And granted, I've only seen through day 3, but I'm really liking the look of that one. And I could see one of these becoming that. I did go ahead and pull out my advent, so I'm ready to go today. I have all day 4 sitting here, so that might make things a little bit easier. First up, Aberdeen Wool. I barely got any knitting done last night, so I will not show you an update in my blanket. It looks practically the same. That is Aberdeen Wool. Have blues, green, orange. Very pretty. Now I'm going to get them confused because they're not all right in the same box. Anyway, Stitchin With Yarn. This is the Charlie Brown Advent. There's the color. Speckly blue and orange and white. And this one is called Peanuts Ice Skating. So I'm sure there is a iconic image to go with that. I can picture it in my head, but I don't have it to show you. Next up is Charming You. So I know I said today is Thursday, but it is my Friday at work. I'm very excited about that. It means I should get a good bit of knitting done Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's that one. This one is so gorgeous. I'm really I always love Charming You, but I'm really loving this one. And that being said, I'm really loving all of them so far this year. Next up, Knitty McPurly. Oh no, her skein's falling apart. Nope, that's gonna have to be rewound. There is Knitty McPurly, more blue and pink. We definitely have for sure a theme. She had said it was going to be mostly blue, and let's just say she wasn't wrong. This will be a really, I mean, so far it's like a really good fade. You cannot see it on the wall behind me well. I don't think Knitty McPurly is right there. Day 3 is definitely, it's hard to describe. The first two are kind of maybe a cornflower blue, and yesterday is more almost like a periwinkle, kind of. I did a terrible job. Oh man, I didn't do any better scanning that up than it already was. Yeah, it's gonna have to be redone before I can hang it on my wall. That looks terrible. Anyway, Knitty McPurly. Now, Chicken Lady with the road trip. I hope my voice is up to reading this morning because I'm still asleep, you guys. Wow, there's our road trip. That is looking quite a bit different than, there's the road trip. Ooh, there's the road trip. That is a fun one. This is like that Van Gogh painting with the sunflowers. Is it Van Gogh? I don't know. The famous painting with the sunflowers. All right. The drive from GBNP to Utah is long, yet we'll see scenic views of the Great Basin landscape. US 50 runs through the Fish Lake National Forest to Salina, Spanish for salt mine, where it merges with I-70 in the Manti La Sal National Forest. We'll stop in Fish Lake National Forest to see the world's largest organism, Pando, Latin for ice spread. Pando is a quaking aspen colony. Growing between 5,000 to 12,000 feet, these aspens share a root system that spans 106 acres and weighs 13 million pounds. It is considered a single tree. When a slight breeze comes along, the quivering leaves seem to hum in unison. I'm confused. A single tree? Weird. I'm very confused. There's the picture, and there's the yarn. So not sunflowers, but fall leaves, I guess. Yeah, very pretty. And now we're up to CudddleBums, day 4. Where is day 4? Let's hope our yarn didn't jump ship today. There is day 4. More pinky pink. You know I'm never mad about that. And that brings us to our spinning fiber of the day from World of Wool, Culinary Christmas. This is day 4. No comment. It's got bananas on it. I don't know what that means. Possibly a yellow fiber. Also, there is such a thing as banana fiber. I've never spun banana fiber. But what kind of food would be called no comment? We're going to find out. So today's fiber is 60% merino, 20% banana, and 20% pineapple. I was not far off. No comment, and once you see the inspiration, you'll understand why. This blend takes its cue from one of the more unforgettable entries into the annals, A-N-N-A-L-S, of festive food history, the candle salad. Popularized in mid-20th century America, this towering creation involved a banana, a pineapple ring, a maraschino cherry, and a dollop of whipped cream or mayonnaise and lettuce. Yes, that combination. Somehow both innocent and impossible to unsee, it was intended as a cheerful treat for children, though its final appearance has sparked more side eyes than second helpings. Let's just say we're glad this one didn't make it onto our family tables. To honor this curious tradition without recreating it in the kitchen, we crafted a blend that reflects its fruity roots and slightly surreal nature. Merino wool forms the soft, bright colored base, much like the banana itself, while banana fiber adds a hint of smooth, plant-based texture. The real punch comes from pineapple fiber, which brings subtle sheen and structure, nodding to the tangy ring at the salad's base. Altogether, it's a quirky, tropical blend that's better spun than served. A little weird, a little wonderful, and best enjoyed with a knowing smile. I have never heard of this. Was it really called No Comment? It says it's an American tradition, but it's not one that I've ever had. Have you ever had No Comment? I mean, I've had No Comment before, but not the food. There it is. That is very interesting. With the red of the maraschino cherry and all the yellow, I think it's going to spin up pretty orangey. It's a soft fiber. I'm trying to remember. I have spun I think it was a blend, a wool flax blend once. Other than that, I don't really have not spun any plant fibers. And I'm tempted to say I'm not a fan, but I guess I don't really know. So this will be interesting. It doesn't feel overly planty. It's pretty soft, but I guess it is, well, it's 60-40, 60% wool, 40% plant fiber. So I guess it is more wool than plant. So that will be a very interesting and fun one to spin up. What's the weirdest food that you've ever had? I guess I'll throw that out there because No Comment sounds very weird. Off the top of my head, I don't know that I can think of one that's super weird. Although when I was growing up, my dad used to eat jars of pickled pig's feet. That's pretty weird. On that note, I will talk to you tomorrow. Hello and good morning. Happy December 5th. I still am a bit in shock that we're already on the 5th. It is currently 6:42 a.m. and this morning is one of the mornings I should have gone to the gym. However, I went to bed around 8 o'clock last night, woke up around 10, and was up until 2 in the morning. And normally I get up at 4 to go to the gym. So I went back to bed around 2 and slept till 6:30? No, like 6:10. And here we are. I'm so thankful I don't have a lot to do today. There's an update on all of the minis. I absolutely love them. Today is the last day of the first vlog for Vlogmas, so this should be getting uploaded a little bit later today. Let's start opening some advents. The first one is Stitchin With Yarn. There is the color. These colors just seem very complex. There is so much going on. This one is Christmas is Coming and I'm Not Happy. I don't remember that reference from Charlie Brown Christmas, but I'm sure it's there. Okay, next up, Charming You. Ooh, I love this one. Just gorgeous. Anything with pink, that makes me more than happy. Okay, the next one is Knitty McPurly. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that it's blue. What do you know? It's blue. This one is a little bit of a deeper, darker blue, and there is barely any other colors in this one. I see just the tiniest little speckly hints of some pinky purple. Let's see, Road Trip is next. That is Chicken Lady, I forgot to say. Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. Oh, this one is reminding me of mint chocolate chip ice cream. It's hard to see with the lighting. That is just the palest minty color. Let's see where we are. Ooh, day 5. Back on the road, we travel through Salinas and meet up with I-70. As we travel on I-70, where we might see antelope jumping around in the rocky desert, we'll take a wee bit of a detour east of Green River and go south to Moab to visit Arches National Park. Delicate Arch stands at 52 feet tall and is the most widely recognized landmark in the park. Formed of Entrada sandstone in the summer, white-throated swifts like to nest in the top. In our inspiration photo, you can see Delicate Arch with the La Salle Mountains in the background. So there's the inspiration, and there is the yarn. So interesting that I said I thought it looked minty. In the inspiration photo, it's clearly a blue, but I think right as the clouds join in the sky there, it is kind of that minty blue color. How fun would it be to do this road trip for real? I think it would be a lot of fun. Okay, next up we get a Mystery Mouse Christmas in the Castle Library because it is an odd number day. So we're opening day 3 today. There is day 3's color, a very pretty tonal forest green, and it's called Forest of Books. So very aptly named. Today came with a bookmark. I do use bookmarks, but I rarely read physical books. I'm not opposed to it. I just prefer to read on my Kindle because I'm able to read and knit. There is our puzzle piece for today. I don't remember the clock's name. If you know what the clock is named, let me know. I pretty much just use whatever I can find as a bookmark if I'm reading a physical book. Okay, next up, CudddleBums. Oh, I almost opened day 5 because apparently I can't count. Day 6, day 5, holy cow. Day 5 is this pinky peach, almost like a dark peach pink with the rainbow running through it. It's very hard to see where the CudddleBums are up there, but yesterday had, if not the same, a very similar pink. Let me see. Yeah. It's definitely different than what we had on day 3, but it's similar. I'm really liking that. And again, last but not least, day 5 for our fiber. This one is called Gobble Gobble. It makes me think of turkey, right? And oh, yep. I thought they were pumpkins at first. I'm not wearing my glasses, so forgive me, but that is a turkey, not a pumpkin. Day 5's fiber is 60% blue-faced Leicester wool, 30% merino, and 10% bamboo. I have never spun a blend like that, but the very first wool I ever spun when I was out of class was BFL, which is blue-faced Leicester. Of course, I've spun merino. That's pretty standard these days. And then bamboo. I've never spun, pretty sure I've never spun anything with bamboo in it. However, I have bought a braid that is merino bamboo because I want to. So that's exciting to get to try it. Gobble Gobble brings a focus to the star of many Christmas dinner tables. I am struggling today, guys. The turkey. While it may be more famously gobbled on Thanksgiving across the pond, turkey has long held pride of place in British Christmas feasts too, especially since the Victorian era, where it began to replace goose as the celebratory centerpiece. Charles Dickens even helped popularize it with A Christmas Carol, when Scrooge sends a prize turkey to the Cratchit family, cementing its place in seasonal tradition. And while its popularity has sometimes come under debate, dry birds, and family arguments, there's no denying it's a symbol of festivity, gathering, and full bellies. For this blend, we didn't just think about the bird on the plate, we looked to the bird itself. Black, blue-faced Leicester gives us a deep, bouncy base, representing glossy feathers and dark plumage, not sure how you say that, I think it's plumage. To brighten the blend, we added merino wool. Rounding it all out, bamboo fibers adds a smooth, subtle sheen and earthy brown tone. The result is a bold, beautiful blend that honors a classic holiday tradition with none of the leftovers. So this is going to look more like a uncooked turkey, like one that's still alive, I'm guessing, with all the feathers and whatnot. There we go. That is really actually very pretty. And I think when it's spun up, it will be very dark, but I think it will have some depth to the color. Not something I would normally gravitate towards, but it is very pretty. And if my vision ever comes a reality, and each of these fibers is part of a striped sweater by Andrea Mowry, or just a striped sweater, I think this, having a deep tone like this, will be nice to offset some of those bright ones, especially that we've had lately. That's it. That is, oh no, how did I forget the very first one? I completely forgot this, and I forgot to grab my Cozy Memories blanket, so I might do that because that is what I got up and worked on last night, and I finished, did I finish 2 squares or 1? It's all a blur because I was quite tired. There is the color of the day from Aberdeen Wool. Teals and gold and yellow. That is really pretty. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to go grab my blanket. I will come back and show you so that we can kind of end the day, or the vlog, with an update on projects. Cozy Memories is the only thing that I've worked on, so let me go grab that. Okay, here is the progress so far. This marker means absolutely nothing. I just had to put it in there because it's so cute and pretty and I love it. So you can see in 5 days I'm on the 5th square. As I said before, every other one is CudddleBums, every other one is Aberdeen Wool. So I'm currently working on a CudddleBums, still from May of this year. You can tell even 2 squares a day is more than I get done. Even more, 1 square a day is more than I get done during a work week. But I should have quite a bit of knitting time today, Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday as well. So I'm hoping that means I get caught up. I'm also hoping it means I have time to work on my Anthology Throw. And I still have second socks on both the Cozy Knitter self-striping sock and then the Freckled Whimsy. I was working on Cozy Knitter sock last night, and I will not spoil it because I'm past what you would see that I've been inserting every day. but I made it to the gusset increases on the second Freckled Whimsy sock. I'm not yet to the gusset increases, so I still have quite a bit of sock to knit. But this is going to be my focus first because, what did I do with it? Oh my gosh. Am I just losing it? Anyway, the Aberdeen Wool that it's right in front of my face. These are stacking up, so I don't want to, I don't know why. I just get it in my head I need to knit them in order, so I'm knitting them in the order that I open them. This was day 1 and that was day 2, so if they get out of order, it's not the end of the world, but I do like to keep them in order. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up here. I will get day 5 hung up after I leave you today. And I will see you back for vlog number 2 starting on December 6th. I hope you enjoy this long video. If there's any suggestions or comments that you have, I'm happy to hear those. I will talk to you in the next one. Happy knitting. Bye.